This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com.
Hello guys and girls, welcome to another edition of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it?
Yeah, check that intro out. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. You want us to showcase your channel for free, of course. We're not charging anybody. Check out this link in the description below, alright, for the rules and regulations. Alright, guys and girls, here we go. 2006 Chevy Impala. Today's video, we're going to show you how to replace the outer tie rod. Very important on the tie rods, because sometimes what happens, here's a good indication that you got a bad tie rod. You're driving down the street, you get to a certain speed, and all of a sudden the steering wheel starts shaking. You got to replace that if it comes out to be the tie rod, because what can happen is if that tie rod breaks, that wheel is going to go full left or full right, and you will, depending on your spell, flip that car over like you're from the 18. But we won't have that. The 18, that's right, the 18 is good for that.
Oh, brother.
Alright, so let's jack it up. Get the jack stand up under there and pull this tire off. We'll be right back. Alright, here we go. We got the car jacked up. Got our jack stand up under there. And as added security, we're going to leave our hydraulic jack just in case. Please do that, okay? You do not want this car falling down on you. Alright, let's remove the lugs. We got 5 19mm or 3/4 inch lug nuts here. And I'm using my 19mm deep, 1/2 inch drive with my air gun. Around. Let's get this tire off and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got it off. Now I'm going to show you the tie rod at a better angle. Now here's our outer tie rod right here, and this big piece right here, that's the spindle. Now watch when I shake this wheel back and forth, you'll actually see it. See that play like that? That will definitely cause you a vibration going down the road. So let's get that off. The first thing we're going to do is, here's a nut right up here that's holding that on. And the size of that nut is a 7/8. So what you want to do here is get a 7/8, and you're going to be going clockwise from our angle right here. And that's what you do. Go ahead, loosen that up just like that. Just loosen it. You don't want to do anything else, just loosen it. And that way it gives you the perfect alignment going back in. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is take, dang it, it flew in my mouth, dang it. Anyway.
Some of that mud.
Yeah, dang it. Heck yeah. All right, we got an 18mm nut right up under here. So what we're gonna do?
The castle nut.
This one don't have a castle nut.
Oh, what the?
This is a lock nut right here, because the inside of it.
Why is it different than the other side?
I don't know. They probably changed it at one time or something. So we got an 18mm lock nut here. Let's get that off. And the reason why this is a lock nut, because inside of this nut is nylon. And what it does is holds on to the threading, so this nut will never back off. Those are good things. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is you got to take the tie rod out of the spindle. Knock it out. Now this is a process, because what happens here is this thing get locked down in there. You can get a fork and pry it in there, but if you're going to reuse the tie rod, you'll mess that up, so it don't make no sense. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a fork and show you what I mean. If I still got one, I don't know what the heck was wrong with it. And then what I'm gonna do is turn the wheel a little bit to the left so we can get a better angle at this. We'll be right back. All right, I can't find my fork, but the fork has a long handle on it, and it looks like it's got 2 prongs on it, and it goes in there, and as you push it, knock it in with the hammer, that'll pop out. But we don't have it. What we're gonna use is our big hammer. And what you're gonna do is called shock and awe. You shock right here where the spindle is, you hit that hard enough, and that joint will pop right out of there. If you're weak, don't attempt this. Did I just say that?
Yes.
If you're weak, get a bigger hammer.
Get someone to do it.
Yeah. All right. So we go over here, Make sure you hit it right there. So that, pop that right out, just like that. Look at all that dirt come out of here. And you see the joint? Look at the joint. It's all messed up. Watch the new joint. Now, check this out. Now that we loosen this up, we got a reference point of where we need to put the old joint in. So now what we do is take this and turn it counterclockwise. Spin it right off of the inner tie rod. Bam, done. All right, let's go get our new one and we'll be right back. All right, check it out. We got our new joint here, and the new joint comes, huh?
Is that a tie rod?
Tie rod, the new tie rod. Okay, new tie rod.
See, there's the castle nut.
Okay, now this one comes with a castle nut. So we're gonna take the castle nut off of here.
So does that mean the tie rod has been changed before and someone didn't put the right one?
No, it means the other side's been changed. The original one comes with the lock nut.
Oh, I see.
All right, now the first thing, very important, guys, you want to make sure you put your grease fitting into here, because if you don't put your grease fitting into here, it will mess up. You get no grease in there, you mess this joint up. So you start it off by hand, huh?
The what?
What?
It'll mess the what up?
It'll mess the tie rod up. Okay. It's a joint in there. It's a joint. That's a joint, though. It's a tie rod. Okay, here we go. And it's a 7mm. So you go ahead and don't go crazy tightening this up. Just snug it down just a little bit. Or you shear that thing right off. So just tighten up just a little bit. Get your nice little cheesy little grease gun. Stick it up there.
How do you know how much to put in?
I don't know. You just keep on going.
Until
you break the bubble. Till you break the boot. Nah, you just stick some grease in there. All right, dang it. This thing is not tightened up all the way. Dang it. That's what I get for getting stuff like that. But it's good. A lot of times it won't have these rings around here to stop the grease from coming in. So you just keep on going till you see the grease coming out. But this one, you'll feel it. I felt the pressure on it and it started coming out the gun. So I know it's full. All right, the next thing we're going to do, our nut is already set on this. So we know exactly where we're going. Let's put our tie rod on clockwise, and you want to keep on going till it stops. Stops. Back it up just a little bit, bring it over. Now pay attention, you're gonna have a little hole right inside the end of the tie rod, right there on the end of the threading. I'm gonna show you what that means in a minute. Line that up. Push that down. Now, also be very careful. Not up. Make sure you go down. The reason why, because look at the shaft of this. Notice how the up here is wider and then it goes down at an angle like a funnel. Inside the spindle, if you look inside there, is the same exact way. And that's making sure it locks it into place. If you mess up, go counterclockwise and try to put that in, well, you ain't even gonna get it in like that. So good.
People do that?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure they don't do it. Not on my watch. All right, so we get that in there. Hold it down. We got a washer. Now that nut right there is a new nut if we were replacing that. But then we kind of mess us up on that, so I'm not gonna do that. Put our washer on. Then put our castle nut. Now castle nut, the reason why they call castle nuts is because if you look at it like that, it looks like a castle. And all those grooves in there, one of those grooves is going to line up with that hole inside the outer tie rod where we can put our cotter pin in. So we go ahead and put the castle nut up there and push down. You got to hold this down and tighten it up at the same time. Let's see what size this is. Well, it's like about a 17. Okay, this one's a 17mm, and what I'm using is a 17mm deep impact, 1/2 inch drive. Using my air gun, put it on tightening. Tighten that up just like that. And now that I got it like that, get over here. Try to see this. And you gotta make sure. Dang it, I'm good. One of those screws or one of those holes, the slots will line up. Take your cotter pin. Dang it, I'm off just a little bit. All right, I'm off just a little bit. Ain't no bad, no problem. It's better if you use a hand, use a ratchet, but you know I'm lazy. Get that in there. Maybe I should have used it. Oh man, dang! I gotta get a ratchet, man. Oh, this is no sense, man. Give me my 17mm shallow socket. Turn it just a little bit until I can get that lined up. There we go. Cotter pin goes through. Take the ends, open it up, lock one like that, lock one up. That is done. Now, the 7/8 nut in the back. Now you're gonna go back counterclockwise and lock that down, tighten that down. Okay, now let's take it and shake it. Take it and shake it. Look at that. Nothing at all. That is a perfect job. Let's get our tire back on. What are you laughing for? Astro, you laughing at me. You lucky you ain't one of my employees. I'd have been fired you by now.
I've been fired numerous times.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more. It is definitely difficult working for me.
Definitely.
All right.
I'm sure they can figure it out by how many helpers you had.
Well, they say, well, that's a boss.
Yeah.
The helpers will beg to differ, huh?
Yep.
All right, guys, the reason why I'm showing you me putting this tie on is this. There's a method to this. You want to make sure you're doing a cross pattern. Because if you go around, there's a good chance you're going to put this wheel on crooked. It's going to hold up, lock up against the hub, and the wheel's going to be crooked when you're going down the street. So what we're going to do is, let's go here, use one, bring it in just enough to hold the wheel in place. Now we're going to go tighten them up. Cross over, cross over, cross over, cross over. Done. Look at that. That is tight. Nice. She won't be spinning down, going down the road crazy no more. All right. Cool. We'll be right back.
Okay, so that's the end of the video on this 2006 Chevy Impala with a 3.5 engine. And that's how you do an outer tie rod. So, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post them below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. We're about to go on our nature walk.
No, I'm doing a different video for that.
I'm just saying we're about to go on our nature walk.
So, Bats, watch the next video, Bats.
All right, so hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can repair it, nobody can. See you next time.